Hi, everybody. Welcome back. It's Lisa
and Danielle.
How are y'all doing?
We're in two different places tonight.
We are in two different time zones.
Yeah,
I'm on the east side.
I'm on the east side of Arizona.
Yeah, I'm in DC, guys.
I was
nighttime.
I was just telling Lisa that it's like 8 o'clock to her, and I'm sitting here with my feet all propped up in my office. We still haven't cleaned it all out from my big kid that's getting married. And I look at this bed and I'm like, I should go to sleep. But it literally is like
5 o'clock where you are.
But it's
hour.
Yeah. Jared's going to walk in here at any moment and be like, what do you want for dinner? Like, I'm ready for fucking bed.
Yeah.
I don't want dinner. I'm ready for bed.
Yeah.
Like,
I just had some nudes.
Had what?
I had some nudes for dinner. Some cup of nudes. Cup of noodles.
I've had coffee and some macaroons.
I had cup of noodles and I'm drinking a Heineken. I am apparently back in my college days, or my undergrad days, I should say.
Yesterday, I was talking with someone, and I like coffee usually would just honestly probably put me to sleep. Because I was sharing that when you suffer from ADD, typically caffeine doesn't do much to us. Like it does the opposite. Like, you know, it helps us fall asleep.
Yeah.
I like coffee because it's good.
Yeah.
So last night I was telling her, she's the girl that works for me, and she was like, hey, send me over some projects. And I was like, sure. I was like, I am so sorry. I've been all over the map lately. And I was like, I need to get my life together. And I said, if I can sit down and focus for long enough, I will send you some stuff by the end of tomorrow.
Yeah.
So this morning I'm sitting at my desk, and I was literally like back to back to back with client calls from like 7 o'clock in the morning. I got off my last call at 2:15, and then I had stuff I had to get done just for for myself. I just had to sit down and get it done. Well, in the middle of this, one of my clients, his wife was due to have a baby, and so he had texted me and he was like, I don't know that I'm going to make it on our call, which was actually perfect. Like, I got up and got something to eat. I went to the bathroom.
Yeah.
So I left my desk and I got back and I like glanced at my computer screen and I glanced at my other screen and I was like, this is too good. I have to take a picture. I had my laptop screen, I had Google up, and I had probably like 17 different tabs open. Then I had 2 Google things open with the same amount of tabs open, and they were just an array of things. They were like our YouTube channel, they were like our RSS feed for me uploading things for the podcast. One was my like analytics page for my clients, like nothing like patient related, but just like numbers that I was looking at. I mean, you name it, it was up on my computer. I took a screenshot of like the number of tabs that were up.
Yeah.
And for anyone listening, she is HIPAA certified with me. But I sent this to her and I was like, girlfriend, this is what I was talking about last night. And she texted me back and she was like, you were not kidding. Like, you have ADD. Because I just get moving and then I'm like, oh, I should sit down and do this. And then I like pop open her screen and I'm like, oh, Amazon. Like,
right.
What can I like? I'm on to the next thing as if I didn't even remember what I was doing, and I lose focus in a split second for some reason. And
and let's not forget about the 25 tabs we always have open in our brains, because that's what I'm thinking about right now. I have those things open all the time, and I get it. I've had a split screen with tabs on one, tabs on the other, on one screen. Oh,
it's crazy.
Ridiculous. I know, but it's almost like with you're on your computer, it's almost more efficient if you have ADD or ADHD like me, because the second I think of something, I can switch to a new tab real quick and handle it before I forget. Right? So that's actually, it kind of helps me.
Bad boy. This is notes.
Oh, yeah.
And it's
very, full.
It is literally full to the last page. I filled it up today, like finished the last page. And I won't go without another one right next to me.
Sure.
Because I have to, and it's very organized.
Mm-hmm.
And I keep them and I put them on a bookshelf or like in my filing cabinet, because even though I like transcribe those into like a Google document or something else, I feel like if I don't have this, like my handwritten paper, something that I talk to someone about, I'm a mess.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
So yeah, while I'm organized, feel like a disorganized mess sometimes in my head. And then I come back to I walk back to this office probably 1,000 times in a day because I'm like, oh, I forgot to do that. And I sit down, I'm like, oh, I should start that homework. Da-da-da. Oh yeah, I should. Yeah. I'm gonna lose it one day.
I know exactly what you're talking about, because I was that way before. Oh, I'm just swirling around in my chair, guys. This office chair. I don't think I can. Oh, can I just again let me finish my thought first before we. Yeah. See, example 1. I lost it. It's gone. It's gone. Oh, before I got treated for ADHD, I was the same way. You guys, it got so bad. It hit me all of a sudden out of nowhere. And I never grew up with this or had this problem before. Out of nowhere, I started doing the wildest things. Like I'd start dinner and I'd walk away to do one thing. And then I'd just keep doing that thing or get into the shower and just, you know what I mean? Or I'd be sitting down with my husband eating dinner and get up to go, oh, I need to go switch the laundry real quick. And then I come back in and I sit on the couch, start watching TV. He's like, hello, you're going to come back to dinner? Oh yeah, that's right. It was when I left my car running in the garage and got out and went into the house and then realized it later that I had done that. I was like, okay, now I need to talk to somebody. I need medication, I think, because that's dangerous.
So I shared that story with Cassie, the girl that works for me. I was like, dude, my best friend left her car running in the garage. And she was like, no, she didn't. I said, that's when we knew that it was like, this is the time. And so she was laughing. But it's true. I think that all of us like go through this, like, I literally cannot get up from this space without 20 minutes, 30 minutes later, I'm like, oh, and then I'll get on my phone and I'll do something, because if I don't do it right then and there, I will forget. Or if I don't text something to someone like to remind me, or if I don't put it on my calendar, or like I will forget. And I have like a steel trap of a mind. Like I truly do. Like I remember the weirdest shit. But there's something about like the seconds ago that I don't remember.
The short
like,
term.
I remember. Yeah. Like I remember, I could tell you what people were wearing 3 months ago and I don't even know their name. Like I could just tell you what they were wearing, what they said to me, what they look like. And, you know, the car they drove, stupid shit I don't need to worry about. But I can't 10 minutes ago.
The important parts. Yeah. No, I know. I get it. I mean, it's even still on medication. I still have you just saw it. I still have those moments. It's just not as bad. It's not as frustrating. And in the beginning, I remember it was really bad before we had just started the podcast. And I couldn't keep still. I was making all kinds of noise, tapping pens and shuffling papers and twirling around. And yes, that was I.
Oh, I like to blame that on my medication.
Yeah.
It did it on one of my calls today.
It did the thumbs up?
No, it was balloons.
Oh.
They'll do it.
Oh,
oh,
Betty.
That's weird. It was balloons today.
What?
Maybe, hold on. There we go.
Nice.
I couldn't remember if it was 1 or 2. Yeah, it was balloons today. And the person I was talking with, she was like, oh my gosh. And I was like, girl, I talk with my hands so much that it like just does this. And people think it's the funniest shit.
Yeah.
I'm so used to seeing it now because I throw my hands up like a gang member that
I want to reach out to this platform we're using and say, hey, can you get it to like randomly, whenever somebody gets on, you pick the emoji that looks closest to that person and pop it up on the screen. It would be so fun.
Imagine this.
Or if we said banana, and bananas showed up. You know,
but can you imagine if you could like do or say things that like would throw like a do-rag on us or like
sure.
just
Hey,
like
redhead.
funny shit. Yeah.
Put me in an evening gown, please.
Yep.
Well, I'm in my PJs. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Give me
Like,
New York City in the background.
Make me a movie star. Put
yes.
me. Make me a gangster.
Mm-hmm. Put up some palm trees in the ocean behind me and a pina colada in my hand.
All of the above.
Yes.
Anything but some balloons and confetti, please. There's like a hair. I'm sorry, guys. There's like one hair.
You guys, if you are still just listening to us, and I get it, if you're driving, that's what you have to do. But if you are not, get on YouTube and watch us because you will be entertained dually by your ears and by your eyes because we're doing the most random stuff over here, trying to make our screens.
My new Stanley Cup. So
that makes me a little like that's a lot. That's a lot in one.
I know. So I have to share how this happened. My husband's ready to take my debit card away. There's this actual obsession, and not really, but we were at Dick's because we were getting soccer cleats for the little one, and she has a soccer tournament this weekend, and so we're getting soccer cleats for her, and this little old lady walks by, and she has this, and I was like, they have this here, yeah. And so I'm like, I haven't seen that color scheme before. Jameson, go find that cup. And he was like, he goes, what? And I was like, go find that cup. I want that. And it's like not this big, huge, like 40-ounce, like heavy, stupid.
Oh, yeah. What is that one?
30.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I'm like, go find that cup. I really want that. And he was like, Dad's going to be mad at you. And I was like, Dad doesn't need to know about this. Go around the corner and find that cup. Dad was with us, by the way, like we were all together. And so I was like, go around the corner and find that cup. And I was walking to check out with the things that we had. There was one more on the shelf. And so he finds it and walks it over to me. Well, we all end up in line together. And Jared was like, are you kidding me? Are you serious? And I was like, I am so serious. That little old lady in front of us had that cup and I wanted it too. And he was like, something's wrong with you. You have all of these. And I was like, well, he keeps chewing on my straws. And I pointed to Jameson because he does. He like chews on the straws and it's gross.
That can't be good for his teeth. That's really hard.
Well, some of them are like a little bit softer. This is like a hard but yeah, so Jared was all like bent out of shape that I bought this. So now I'm using it every day.
It's pretty. It's a lot of colors in one. It's kind of interesting that they did that, but they all work. It works.
I know. So Stanley, if you're out there, Stanley Cups, we use you. We've put our logo on you. We think you're amazing, and Danielle loves you. So if you want to sponsor a podcast, that would be amazing.
It would.
That was my plug.
And we'll tell you what colors we want for that.
And we even took pictures with you guys because we love you.
Yeah.
So Jared was all bent out of shape that I had to have that cup. And I was like, the orange one's cool too. So I could have bought 2, but I only bought 1. And, whatever.
Yeah, I've got too many Yetis.
I like all of them.
I like all of them too. But the one with the podcast on it, that was the first Stanley I've ever had. I didn't have any before that. All mine are Yetis. But I love it. I love them all. I love the new cups. We use them all.
Us girls use cups.
Yeah. And when people are over and they don't have a cup, we always have plenty for everyone.
I have a cup for you and a cup for you.
Yes.
And do you need a cup? I have a cup.
It's so true. I didn't bring mine here, so I don't have a cup.
Oh, did you? travel with
Huh?
one? You didn't travel with one?
No, I didn't. I keep forgetting that you can. I don't know why I don't think to throw one in my bag, but I just never do. And you know what happens? I don't drink nearly as much water if I don't have one of those with me, right? For whatever reason, that plastic smart water bottle I've got around here can't seem to stay with me. I can't, I leave it in a car or leave it at a house or an office. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So I need to have a DC Yeti.
I use like a flip lid one when I travel that it can just go in the side of my bag.
Oh, so it won't leak.
Yeah.
That's what I would need to do.
Yeah, because
For
Lord
sure.
knows my whole bag would be wet.
Mm.
I don't trust myself.
Do you want to see something funny and cute at the same time?
Yep.
So you guys all know. If you don't, you will now. I am 45 years old, and I am back on the East Coast, doing some business and visiting with my family because I'm from here. And my dad is amazing, and he is never going to change. And in his mind, I'm still 15 years old. And I came to my hotel room. I left seeing him today and came back to the room. And he's like, call me when you get there. Get there before it gets dark. He kicked me out before it got dark. And he sent me with, let me just move my screen, see if you can see that. Do you see that bar under my handle of the hotel room door?
Yep.
Yep, it's a bar. It's an extra security bar. And there's also, you can't see it up to the left, under that bag is a giant flashlight. He sent me out the door with a giant flashlight and that door jamb protector thing so nobody comes into my room.
Like, of course.
Isn't that sweet?
Yeah, of course he did.
It's so sweet. It's so funny. I told him, I was like, I think I'm going to stop by Barnes on the way and look at some more books. And he was like, oh, it's dark out.
Hold on a second. The apple didn't fall far from the tree. Lisa, when I was going to spend a weekend in the snow, made sure that I had a
ice
scraper for my car.
Because I knew she didn't have one. Who does in Arizona?
No, I definitely didn't have one. Yeah. So you learned from him how to do that, which is very sweet, actually.
And when my sister-in-law Jamie, when she went, her and Neil went somewhere, I can't remember, Florida maybe, I can't remember where they went. They're East Coast, and she says, oh, it's gonna be raining the whole time. I'm like, oh, okay. And she wanted to borrow something, and I did, and I threw in a umbrella. I'm like, hey, I'm guessing, do you want an umbrella? She goes, no. I'm like, it's in the bag because you're gonna need it. You know, these are things I know because I come from an area where it has normal weather. You need all the things.
Yeah, do you know, I've never owned an umbrella, actually.
Wow.
Like not even one.
Mm-hmm.
I don't, like, where do you buy one? That's a funny question.
You know, in Arizona, I don't know. I can't say I've noticed them anywhere. Unlike here,
maybe
see them. You would, yeah, I'm sure if you search hard enough, you can find one. But like here, it's everywhere. It's in every gas station. You can buy them. It's vending machines with umbrellas and ponchos and scrapers, and that's what you need.
Oh my gosh.
But there's a lot of parking garages. You should try to do that if it's going to be snowing.
Ugh.
But it's so cold here. It is 46 degrees. It only got up to 52 today.
Oh.
Right? And 2 weeks before I came here, it was in the 70s and like late 70s. I was like, of course. But March is weird here. Yeah, that's what I heard. I told Brian he's got to go to the mailbox and get one of my packages because I ordered these wax melts, you know, the scented wax melts. I'm like, they're going to melt. You're going to go get them. He's like, aren't they supposed to melt? Well, yeah, but not in the mailbox.
No, not there. Not together. Oh my God.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Oh my gosh. So, I already told Lisa this. I should have taken a picture. Jared took a picture, but, so my windshield gets repaired next Friday.
Surprise, surprise.
You guys, I was coming home from a client visit and I was driving on the 101. I was in North Scottsdale. So there was moderate traffic. It was in like mid-afternoon. So it was after 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, maybe 2:30. And there was like a work truck pretty far in front of me. It wasn't like I wasn't like tailing this guy like I would normally be. But it was like he was pretty far in front of me, and he was carrying like branches. Like it was like a
Landscaping truck?
landscaping, but it wasn't like a trailer, it was like just a truck.
Oh.
And I see this like branch fly off this truck. The traffic was enough that I couldn't move anywhere. Like it was heavy enough that I couldn't move out of my lane. So I tried to slow down enough that it tried not to hit me. Well, it hit the front of my car. Some of me is like, dang it, I was driving that car.
Yeah, of course.
I don't know.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
So it hits the front of my car, and I hear it hit my car, and I like flinched a little bit, like closed my eyes. I was like, ah. Then it bounces up and it hits like straight, like if it was like this huge, it was like this big. Hits. Oh, hello.
I thought you were making hearts.
I didn't feel love for what happened.
Yeah.
I actually start crying. It hits the windshield where the like the hood of my car and the windshield meet.
Yeah.
And it's like this huge circle. It's like as round as the trunk of like, yeah.
Like a softball?
And, yes.
Oh.
And it hits there, bounces back up, and there's like a pinpoint of how it like hits the middle of my windshield, and then it just cracks like up and out to the sides. And I immediately am like scared to death.
Oh, sure. You're on the highway. You're on a highway.
I can't go anywhere. I can't stop. I know I can't stop. I know it's dangerous. I can't slow down really. There's like cars everywhere. And I'm like scared that it was like super loud. It cracks my window. I'm terrified because I'm like, oh my God, that could have come through my window. And it cracked it, like immediately cracked my window. And I'm like, just keep driving. I called Jared. Sends me to voicemail. I was like,
no, this isn't going to work.
Yeah, I was like, dick. So I get a little further, get on the 60. I know if you're listening, you don't really maybe know these highways unless you know Arizona. But get on the 60, head back. Like I'm a little bit closer to home. I've calmed down a little bit. He answers the phone, or I text him. I said, or like voice text him. I said, please call me. He calls me. Yeah. So like my car just got hit by this big branch. It cracked my entire windshield. He's like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. Are you okay? Well, I wasn't. I got off the highway now.
Yeah.
Like I got off where I finally could get off, and I'm on city streets now. I'm still driving. Like, I don't know if I shared this on here, but did I share when Jared got in that accident with like the basketball hoop thing?
Yeah. Well, with me, but I don't know if you did on
Yeah.
here.
So my husband,
no, I don't think you did.
Yeah. So my husband got in this accident at work, and this like basketball hoop like flew through his windshield. And he was like, oh, so cool. Like one more inch and it could have killed me. And I was like, what?
Not
like,
funny. Not funny.
Not funny. Not cool. Not funny. And I didn't want to get in my car for like days. I called Lisa one morning, like crying. I was like, I'm terrified to drive on the highway. I drive on the highway everywhere I go. And so this was like, this tree. I thought this tree branch was like going to come and like eat me alive. I thought it was going to kill me. So anyway, he was like, oh, I'm so sorry. So he got home and I had to go to work. So I had to take my other car to work. And yeah, so I'm still alive. I still am driving. I had to drive today. Not very far. I drove across the street. But yeah. And they're going to come fix it on Friday. But it was crazy. It is literally a split second. I like watched it happen, and you can't go anywhere. Like, it could have just come through the window and I didn't have nowhere to go. Like, you don't, like, I would have caused an accident had I tried to get out of that lane, and that I knew I couldn't do that.
Sure.
I would have killed someone.
Right. Yeah. It's amazing because here, if you guys aren't in Arizona, you can't relate to this in any way, but the rocks, we talk about it all the time. We live in Arizona, and most of the landscaping is desert landscape, which is rocks. Okay. So they're everywhere. There's rock trucks everywhere. There's rocks on the side of the highway. So if somebody drives off the highway or pulls over and then pulls back in, they're dragging rocks into the highway, and then trucks are kicking them up. So it's not that weird for people to get. It's a little weird how often it happens to us, but it's not weird. But then on top of that, yes, you heard her husband had a basketball hoop go through his windshield. Yes, that's a thing. I could probably furnish a studio apartment with the things I have seen on the highway in all my travels. The other day, I barely missed a hood of a car, flew off someone's car, and it was sliding across the highway. I mean, microwaves.
I was driving from your house.
Mm-hmm.
Not your house. I have a client that's out by Lisa's, and so it was middle of the afternoon. I usually leave that side of town like no later than 1:30, and I was getting on the highway there, and I kid you not, a trailer came off a truck, like a full-size trailer came off the hitch of this truck and was like sliding down the I-10, sparks and all, and no one even knew. It was like one of those smaller, like horse type trailers, and it was like in the middle of the second lane from where you enter the highway. And imagine that's like, how many lanes is right there? 7 lanes or something on the 10 right there. It's crazy that, I mean, I'm sure it's everywhere, but it's like, there are too many people in this place. Like, stay home, people. Yeah, I'm one of the ones that has to drive around. But it's crazy. Yeah, we just go through a lot. Everyone feels sorry for me. I'm just kidding.
It's a lot.
I wish there were an easy way, like the Jetsons, how they figured out like that car that like drives through the air that can get them places.
Yeah, but then imagine like an air collision. Would that be equivalent to like a plane crash?
I don't know, because I'm afraid to fly sometimes too. So I don't know where I fit. I don't know where I fit in.
This flight I took here was not the best. It was so windy here when I landed, so that blew us all over the place. And we were just, I mean, my stomach dropped. I probably counted at least 7 or 8 times, like that kind of drop. And, I always look around, like look at the flight attendants.
That's what I mean.
Yeah, and see how if they're freaking out. Yeah, because the people around me, even people were like, okay, wait. This isn't normal. This is a lot. This is a lot. Yeah. And I mean, he warned us about turbulence, but not like it's going to be big. It's going to be big. That would have been better. Over prepare me, tell me things going to shake and drop all the whole time. So I'm at least ready for that. And then I'll be pleasantly surprised. I'm like, oh, that's not so bad. But no, I was all over. We were all over the place. And then when we got here, how they have to circle for their turn to land. We're just circling. And because of noise ordinances around here in high buildings, they had to circle in a smaller area. So he was like putting us on the side. Like I was looking out the window, I was looking straight down at the earth. Like, yes, we were sideways multiple times. Like,
no,
this is not fun for me in any way, shape, or form. So
I don't want to be sideways at all.
No.
Like,
no.
You like that? Watch me go down, everyone.
Bye. Yeah.
It was my gosh. So, Steve with Odd Man Out.
Yay. Are they?
So we have a recording set up with them in April, I think it is.
Yeah, it's a couple weeks.
Yeah, later part of April. So many things are going on right now. Like my big kid is still getting married. Big kid. That is in a couple of weeks. And
are we ready?
Bridal showers tomorrow.
Good. So you're almost there.
Yeah, bridal showers tomorrow, but she is, we're ready. I'm ready for this just to be like,
yeah.
I'm ready for it to be done. I am super excited for her. She's very, very excited. But I feel like for the little bit of like, I would not be able to do any of this without my sister-in-law, Jenny.
Oh, yeah.
She has been like a godsend through this entire thing. She is such a like party planner that I don't like, she's been like the wedding planner for this entire thing. So without her, we honestly wouldn't be able to do, and I would not be able to get through any of this. So yeah, she's been a huge huge blessing. So big shout out, Jenica.
We love her.
Yeah, like huge shout out to her. But yeah, so that's happening. But shortly after that, we have a recording with the Odd Man Out, and that's the podcast. Well, he sent me today this short intro podcast that a couple of them have done. It was so funny. So I told him, I was like, they're in Mexico. They're sitting on this.
Are they?
Yes. So it's two of them. They're in Mexico. They're at this condo and they're like sitting on this like porch to a condo. And there's one clip in there that they talk about something that was like so stupid funny. And I was like, I would love to post this and just put it out there for you. And I know what part of this I'm going to take. So I don't want to share any secrets yet because it's so stupid.
Okay.
It's so stupid and it's so funny, but I'm gonna get his permission to take that and post it because I do think it's super funny and just real cute.
Yeah.
It's real short. It was about 9-10 minutes. But I thought it was super fun, and I know we're excited to get to have them on and laugh again with them. But and then we have our event coming up with Heidi.
I know.
Yeah.
So exciting.
I'm super excited. She's had a lot of, for those of you that haven't like stayed in the loop or watched that episode, it's Heidi Chant. She's the retired detective with Phoenix PD. But she has had so many speaking engagements with like tons of different groups. And I've
seen that. Yeah.
All these different things that she's posting. And I think it's super fun to like see the different groups of people that she's speaking with and like to, and the narrative is just so like, it's really just intriguing because I think most people shy away from this, right? They're like, oh, in fact, I'm trying to think who it is. Instagram. They won't even let us like,
oh, right. They banned some of that content.
Yes. So so Instagram kind of banned this, like the movement of like us promoting our event
because of the words,
because it says educational for sex trafficking. To me, I'm a little bit offended by that. I'm sort of like, this isn't to like teach people to be sex traffickers. Right. We're really trying to educate the community on like stopping.
Yes, for stopping.
Yeah. So I was a little bit taken back on the fact that that was the feedback from them, that supposed to be platforms that were allowed to like
express ourselves. Right.
Sorry, Instagram, that was a personal opinion, but yeah, I was a little bit like, gosh, all right, well, have to go a different way with that then. And it's not about getting to like promote the event as much as it was like to get the awareness out there for her.
Sure.
Because she really is working so hard at, teaching parents and teaching the community and sharing this message with everyone, that when I recognized that platform did that, I was like, whoa.
Yeah, it's frustrating. I think it's just some machine. I think it's an AI that just captures keywords and then immediately tags you with it, not even digging into what you're talking about. Which I get. I can't imagine they have mass amounts of people standing by listening to everything that gets, gets put up to see if it's appropriate or not. But still, it should be a little less sensitive than that.
What's the key word in that? Sex?
I think trafficking, or the combination of those two words together, is what I would guess. Because it's got to be. Yeah, I don't know. I heard a lot of people, though, not with that particular topic, but other random topics, for no reason they'll get banned or shut down for a moment just because something sounded like something it wasn't. It's not unheard of. It's a pain, though.
Yeah, I was, because no other platform like TikTok hasn't done it, Snapchat hasn't done it.
Facebook.
If anyone out there is really good at these things, let me know, because I'm no pro at all of these social media things. We are in our 40s.
Yeah, we came in at the cusp of computers, just at the cusp.
My kids know how to use these things.
In their
My
sleep.
my kids were like, "Mom, you're on TikTok," and I was like, "Yes,
I am. Show me how to do it.
No. My approach was this. Yeah, I can see everything you're doing on there, so I would watch it.
It's amazing. Yeah, you have to.
No, I cannot because I don't even know how to find them.
I know, but you have to let them think that you do.
See, well, okay, so like with Hayden when she was little, we had to teach her that when she was little, we were like, we can see every single time that you unlock your phone on our Verizon app. So stop getting on the phone in the middle of the night. Do you understand? And she'd be like, yes. So for the longest time, until she was probably like 16 and like friends probably told her like your parents are full of shit. She thought that we could see every time she unlocked that damn phone. And so she was like, well, I know that you're watching me when I like text people in school. And I know that, yeah. So it was like the best thing ever that we lied to these kids about stupid stuff. It's like the whole McDonald's thing. My kids think that McDonald's is going to plug their butthole. So they don't even ask it. They don't even ask.
Oh, I love that.
Even their friends know. They're like, oh, your mom doesn't let you eat McDonald's because it'll plug up their buttholes. And I'm like, you tell your friends that?
Yeah.
Don't sell me out, kid.
I know. Some parents are going to be like, that's not true. We eat it all the time.
No, they'll probably meet me one day and they're going to be like, oh, you're Jameson's mom?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
McDonald's.
You're the mom that doesn't let him eat McDonald's.
That reminds me of what my dad used to do when I was a kid. He had us convinced that, because he was a police officer, and he taught us the hard way, not the hard way, hardcore way. So he had us convinced that at any point, if you were to try drugs, not just don't do drugs, at any point, the thing is about drugs is that you never know. One time you could try it and you could be okay, but the next time you could just drop dead immediately, which at that time wasn't really true with the drugs that were a big deal. Now it is, right, with fentanyl, but back then it wasn't. So put that in perspective. And he had me convinced that both of us, that if we even tried it once, we could just drop dead. And so every time on the news, it'd be like there was an overdose, he'd be like, see, and we just assumed every time. So we were good. We never did any of that. But the first time I had to have surgery, and they're like, yeah, we're just going to put you to sleep. We're going to give you some drugs in this IV. And I lost it. I lost my mind and went crazy. I'm like, I'm going to die if I'm going to overdose. She's like, what? Like, my dad told me any drugs could kill me. Oh yeah. It was a thing. But it's those little lies that kept me from doing stupid shit when I was a kid.
That's a good lie to know now, though. Like, that's a lie. That's not even a lie now.
It's not a lie now.
No, that is 100% the truth.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, that is what's happening.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like,
he was ahead of his time.
He's like The Simpsons.
What do you mean?
Okay. Oh gosh.
I know what The Simpsons are, but I don't watch The Simpsons. I know who they are.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
Okay, for everyone that's out there that doesn't know this,
you don't know
you are
me.
literally speaking with someone, not me, Lisa Marie, that doesn't know movies and TV shows from our dear childhood.
Yeah, I don't.
You have to give examples though, so they understand what I mean when I say that. So give examples of what I'm talking about.
Like what movies?
Yeah, like
okay,
that.
What was the one that you
would know?
The one that you guys were giving me a hard time about when we went to Flagstaff. It was a Christmas movie, but it's not a Christmas movie. But
Die Hard.
Yes.
Yeah.
Never seen it.
Yeah, but you haven't seen any Disney movies either.
I haven't. No.
Yeah.
I've seen, now that I'm older, I've caught a few, but when I was a kid, we couldn't watch them. So
yeah. So like no Disney movies, no Die Hard, no like Sandlot.
Oh, there was another one, a candy one. Johnny Depp redid it.
Oh,
That one my husband laughs at me every time.
oh my gosh. You just said that and now I can't think of it. Yeah.
It was
Willy
about-
Wonka and the Chocolate Factory.
Yeah, I've never seen
Yeah.
that. The Christmas one with the kid. I've caught pieces of it. I've never watched it from beginning to
I'm
end.
gonna shoot your eye out one.
I don't know. All I know is he licked something and froze himself to it.
Hold the pole.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That. Yeah, I caught pieces of it. I know what it is, but I've never watched it.
Right.
Beginning to
Okay.
end.
So the fact that you know this, do you know The Simpsons or you've seen it?
I haven't seen it, but I know what it is. It's
Okay.
been on for like as long as I've been alive, I feel like.
Oh
Almost.
yeah. So The Simpsons, literally everything in that show
Mm-hmm.
was predicted years ago to what we have now.
What?
Go ask someone.
Really?
Text Brian. I swear.
That's interesting.
I swear. Yes. So like there's just funny shit that's like,
Weird.
yeah. Text him, he'll know exactly what you're talking about.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sure he hasn't watched it. I don't know. Well, I'm not sure. I don't know. I'm sure he knows. He probably
So
does.
here comes ADD. I don't even know what we were talking about, but yeah. The Simpsons, 100%, everything that happened in the show for all those years, it's like what we have that's happened over a course of time, but it happened in the show before it happened in life now
Man,
with us.
I saw a movie like that. It was Tom Cruise, not Mission Impossible, but Minority Report. Was that it?
I don't know.
It was all futuristic, but there's a part in it where Minority Report. I don't know. You guys probably know what I'm talking about. It's escaping me at the moment, but on there they're using things that look like iPads, and they're walking through hallways or something, and
like doors open and stuff.
Well, the screens the advertisements are directed towards them. Yes. If you watch that now, you would be like, holy crap. Yeah, when was this made? Yeah, because it was the things, the iPads, the computer screens, the targeted marketing. They did all that in that movie.
Oh, we were talking about how your dad had predicted all this stuff.
Oh, the drugs. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But it's real. Like it's like
mm-hmm.
It's all happening now, and it's like it's real.
Mm-hmm.
These kids are doing drugs one time, not just kids, one time, and they are literally dying on the street.
Right.
One time.
Yeah.
Or in your home.
It's terrible.
100% terrible.
It's disgusting.
Yeah. I was talking to someone that I was doing that outreach, and I was talking to someone, and he was actually like he was one of the cleaner like people that I've run into out there, and he was telling me he used to be a flight attendant for Southwest.
Wow.
And he was really clean, and that's why. So I do outreach. That for all these people that are like,
yeah.
I do outreach, a nonprofit, and for homeless and people that are struggling with drug addiction and stuff like that. So I was chatting with this gentleman. He was there getting food from us, and I was talking to him, and I said, "Why are you out here, man? Like you look like you deserve something different." He was like, "Yeah, I don't want to be out here. I wish I could get some help." And I said, "Well, let's talk." I said, "Take my number, call me whenever you need to. Like, I'm here for you. Like, I will be like a peer support person for you, like 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Call me if you need something." So I was talking with him, and he was like, "I used to work full time for Southwest. I was a flight attendant, and I got hurt." And he ended up getting medication for his injuries. And from there, it kind of turned into like an addiction to pain pills.
Mm-hmm.
He needed something more. And he ended up losing his job, obviously. And he did work full time. He's on methadone, which keeps him clean enough through the day and kicks sort of the cravings for him.
Mm-hmm.
And so he works full time at Pizza Hut, which is why he looked clean. Like going to the methadone clinic, he is able to like get into, there's homeless shelters that you can show up twice a week and like shower and get clean and things like that. You get a shower twice a week. And so he's clean enough that he has a job, and he just doesn't have a car and he has no home. And he said, I really just want to do better. He was sharing that his like grandfather worked for Phoenix PD at one point. He's a fallen officer, so he had passed away working for the police department, and he really didn't want to be this way, and he's now using fentanyl. And I said, man, let's get you off the streets. Like, this isn't for you.
No.
And he was sharing with me, he said, it's just so scary out here. I let one of the guys, there's a lot of people that live out in this area on the street. He said, I let someone take a hit off my tray. So he was talking about fentanyl, smoking fentanyl.
Okay.
And he said, it was one hit off my tray, and he immediately fell down. His eyes rolled back in his head, and I had to keep him alive. And thank God I had my phone. I had to call the fire department. And when we're out doing this outreach, we give out, we don't give out, but we have Narcan on hand to make sure that we can
see anything. Yeah.
Save lives, not only for them, but for ourselves if we come in contact with something.
Sure.
So he said that 2 doses, which is what comes in a box when we have this, 2 doses would not keep this person alive. And he was saying that the fentanyl that's out on the streets right now, they're seeing 5 to 6 Narcan needed to keep people alive. And I don't think people understand how frightening this epidemic is right now. It's
because it would just take literally like a dust of it to land on something you're eating or.
So when I'm out there, I always have gloves on. I don't necessarily come in, I don't want to say I don't come in contact with the people, but I choose real wisely how I come in contact with the people.
Yeah.
But I always have gloves on. I don't touch anything on the ground. I take my shoes off outside. I take my clothes off immediately and wash them. Like it's terrifying. And the people that are out there, some of them are as young as, you know, I'm sure they're younger in different parts of the city, but 17 to mid 20s. And some are functioning like this guy. His name was Frank. He has a job. He just can't keep the job. He's using methadone to try to stay as clean as he can, but he's still using fentanyl.
Oh, sure. Yeah, I don't think it's a quick fix. You know what I mean? It takes time.
Yeah, but absolutely, if like your dad was not wrong, like your dad was not wrong. One hit from that, from what he had, killed that guy.
Yeah.
That if he did not give him CPR and the Narcan he had until EMS got there, he would have died.
It's like I don't know. I don't understand how it's developed, but it's almost like, oh, they got something to counteract it. So now we got to make something stronger that can't be counteracted. Right?
Yeah, I don't know. I
don't know.
I don't know what they're taking. I don't know. People are saying it's coming from China.
Oh, sure. I wouldn't doubt that 1,000%. I believe that. And
everything's laced with everything. And so these kids think they're buying Xanax on the street. And that's not what that is.
I was hearing there for a while that you don't want to, if you have one of those flyers in your windshield or in your door, not to touch it, because there's a chance that it could be powder on it.
I wouldn't touch anything.
Right. Just your own car door. Like, what if somebody just wanted to put something on your car handle? You know what I mean? And they touch your eye, or you're eating something. I don't know. It's scary. It's really scary.
Yeah. I mean, it sounds like it's a weird feeling. It's a really weird feeling when I'm out doing stuff with those people because they're so respectful and they're so thankful. And they're truly just like you and I. Like, they, more times than not, do not want to be in that situation. Like, they want help.
Mhm.
They don't know how to get out of the situation that they're in. They're so far gone that they don't understand what it means to take like 3 steps forward and stay there.
Mhm.
And there's a piece of me that when I'm leaving and I am, you know, like, this is how much I think about it. My one car has carpet mats, right, in it. My other car has rubber mats in it. It's so much that I think about, like, okay, I'm getting in the car that has carpet mats. My shoes have to touch the bottom of it. Nothing now on until I wash these carpets can touch the floor. I clean my steering wheel. I have like Lysol wipes.
Yeah.
I wipe my hands before I get in my car. I pull my handle with something. I'm always in gloves. I take off layers of clothes before I get in my car because I don't want to sit in my car with
Right.
like, it depends on actually what location I'm at. Some locations are much different with the drug use
Yeah.
than others. Like, I know your husband's been out with us in some outreach things, and that location is not drug heavy.
Right.
If you don't go to certain
I'm
areas.
sure it's like the canal parts is where most of that goes on, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
And but yeah, I'm like, and then I start feeling guilty. I'm like, dang, they live out here without shoes,
Right.
and they live out here without long sleeves, and they live out here without gloves, and like, here I am.
Yeah. Can't wash your hands. Nope.
I'm being a jerk.
I'm being a jerk.
No, but you know what I mean.
Yeah,
Like,
I know what you say. Yeah, the guilty. You feel almost guilty, but
I'm getting in my nice clean car with extra clothes,
yeah.
and I can wash my car whenever I want, and I can shower when I get home.
Mhm.
I get that I'm making good life choices, and we're trying to teach them those things, which I, I fully support that. They're always welcome to call for that support. Like, you know me better than anyone, and I'll answer my phone for anyone that's wanting that. But yeah, there is a piece of me that tries not to feel that guilt. Like, I did just get into my car, and I did just,
Yeah.
yeah.
You got in that car and you went there.
Yeah.
So think of it that way.
Yeah.
That's what you did with your car. You went there. You didn't go to the mall. I mean, sure, you do sometimes, but you know what I mean? Like, you're doing that when you don't have to be. Yeah. Yeah. It's Stanley Cups.
I know.
Oh man.
I know. I shared with one of my friends though, like, I was like, when we were in high school, he like totally suffered with, he started smoking weed a little bit, and then that turned into like oxys, and that turned into like snorting it, and then it was like shooting it, and he went down this really scary path of stuff, and he ended up in jail and halfway houses and all these things, and I really stood by him for a long time, and I'm who like turned him into his parents.
Yeah.
And when I made that phone call to them when we were in high school, I kind of said, I really don't care like how mad he gets at me.
Yeah.
I can't let this go on. Like, he's going to kill himself. And I remember the park I was sitting at, the table I was sitting at when I called his parents. I left school because I was so distraught. Like, I thought he was going to kill himself.
Right.
Doing what he was doing. Not like actually kill himself, but like he was killing himself.
On the road too.
Yeah. And, it wasn't too long ago that like I shared with him, I said like, hey buddy, I hope you're having a good day. We're not like super close anymore, but like his family and myself and even Jared, we're close with his family, and his dad's a doctor, and we see him actually. And my kids see him as one of our doctors. And I was like, hey buddy, I hope you're having a good day. Like, I want you to know that you're like, you're the reason that I chose to do what I do in life. Like, you're the reason that I chose to help people in the way that I do, the
Mhm.
education that I got. And I am so happy that you're well, like, and that you've chosen to stay well. Like,
Mhm.
it didn't happen right away, and it didn't stick right away, but he's happy, healthy. He's got 2 kids. He's got an amazing job. Like,
Mhm.
he is such a success story, and it has nothing to do with me. It just has to do with the fact that he
He
turned his
done.
life around.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And he truly 100% was the reason that I was like, I never want to see a family or another person
Go through that. Yeah.
go through that ever again. And so I want to know everything that there is to know about helping these people that struggle with this.
Yeah.
And yeah, so it was like I feel like I owe all of that to him, like that everything he struggled with. It's like I know how terrible that is, that he I don't know, because I've never personally gone through it, but
Mhm.
I know that I went through it with him in a different way.
Sure.
Like,
Sure.
I showed up at jail every week to visit him, and I know what that felt like.
Right.
And I took his phone calls from jail.
Oh,
Like,
sure. Sure.
I
Yeah,
walked
it affects everyone. It affected you, I'm sure his parents or whoever loved him or, was in his life sure, there's different sides to that. You don't just
yeah.
hurt yourself. You hurt everyone around you in different ways. And it's a scar you'll never get rid of.
No, so but it's a cool thing, and I think it's like it's a success story nonetheless, and I think people have
Mm-hmm.
to recognize, like, even if it's like one of 1,000, there are success stories, like
Yeah.
1 in 1,000 or
Sure.
then 2 in 1,000, like, they're out there. Yeah.
Right. It's not zero. No.
No.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, that was a tangent.
That was a good one.
Yeah.
It's so true.
All because your dad made you scared when you were little.
He did. He did. He did. It worked. It worked, but um, and other things too. He would do like, take us to jails. If you get in trouble, if you break the law, this is where you go. And that's a terrifying place to walk through as a kid. It is.
It's terrifying as an adult.
That's true. That's true. Yeah. That kind of stuff. Oh, if you get pregnant, he took us to like pregnancy clinics and
No.
yeah.
Like, okay, wait.
Yes.
You guys
You
have
have sex, you're gonna get pregnant and you're gonna end up here. Yes. He would take us to
like a
to
Planned
it.
Parenthood?
Yes. And it's a sad situation to watch, and I know it's, your choice, whatever you're doing. It's just it's a gloomy place, right? So,
What did you guys do when you walked in there? Were you like, Dad?
well, it was more of like, I guess if we had walked in there, we wouldn't have known what it really was or understood at that time, at that age. But
Wait, give
it
me an
was the
age.
words. It was the words that,
Give me an age.
an age?
Yeah, like how old were you?
Middle school.
Here?
Middle school. Oh, yeah.
Dad.
Middle school. I mean, that's not that weird now. Then it was a bit early. But what he did, his work, I could see where he would do that. We would go on ride-alongs.
Oh, I think that's cool.
Yeah, and see all that stuff, car accidents. You drive like a fool. You could drive completely normal and get in an accident, but you drive like an idiot. This could happen to you. Things like that. Where else? Jails, pregnancy clinics. He did take us to homeless areas. It was just, this, you do this, you could end up here. Do this, you could end up here. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and we totally bought it, and it worked. It worked. We were good kids.
Oh, well, the one of you is still scared out of her pants.
Yeah, that's true. She's still a little nervous. It can go one of two ways. It went well as far as we were good kids, but I eventually saw the differences, and she still has a small circle that she lives in because she's terrified to leave it. But
I think
No.
some things are like semi okay though. Like I think it's
mhm.
I don't like scare my kids, but I do like
You don't
I
know
share some small,
consequences. Mhm.
not just consequences, but I share some small like fibs with them. Like
Mhm.
I share some like half truths with them so that they don't want to. Oh, okay, I have a funny story.
Oh,
Okay.
she went. Then she's gone.
And this happened. Okay. So my son,
Mhm.
because I don't even think you know this. Okay, so my son is we've talked about the fact that he's like autistic. He's very, very, very high functioning.
Mhm.
So he's like terrified of everything, like literally everything.
Mhm.
He doesn't go to the doctor. He doesn't like the dentist. He doesn't like things in his mouth. He's very sensory stuff, like doesn't like haircuts, all these things.
Mhm.
He's been begging to get his ears pierced. So we're taking the kids shopping last weekend. Reagan needs shoes. It's when this whole thing happened.
Mhm.
So we're at all these different stores. By midway through all of this, I'm feeling super frustrated. I don't like the mall. Too
Mhm.
many people, not to mention we end up in that Shields store, and then I'm like ready to lose it.
I haven't even gone once.
Don't.
Mhm.
Too much. So right outside the store is the piercing place.
Mhm. Right.
Okay.
That's where I got these done.
Yep.
Yeah.
So can you see it?
Oh,
New one.
a new one.
Yeah, it's like fresh, so it's like still
Oh,
a
what's
little.
that one called?
I'm not sure.
Oh.
Okay, so I'm like, all right, Jameson, let's go. We're going upstairs. We're gonna get your ears pierced. He's been asking forever, and I'm like, no, you don't. What are you talking about? No. He's like, what? I'm like, yeah, let's go. You've wanted to for so long. Let's do this.
Yeah.
He thinks I'm joking, and I'm like, let's do this. Let's go get your ears pierced, man. I get this kid. It takes 30 minutes, right? Because you like sign in, whatever. I get this kid in that chair. I think Jared has a video of this. And I'm like, I'll do it too. I'll go first. You can go first, whatever you want to do. He's like, I'll go first. I'll go first. His eyes are like,
Oh.
I mean, the whole thing is just too much for me. I'm not laughing at him. I'm fully supportive because I know what this can mean to him.
Mhm.
So he sits in the chair. She starts like putting the little clamps on. And she's like, all right, buddy, I'm going to show you the dots and I'm going to do whatever. And he's like, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Oh.
Okay, well, the better part is there's like a little girl sitting next to him that's like 3. And yep. So she starts going to pierce it. And Jameson's like, and like his face is like totally changing. The piercer next to us pierces the little girl's ears. She kind of like cringes a little bit, makes like a little bit of a like, right? Jameson's face, I think he's gonna like lose it. His eyes start watering, and the little girl, the piercer to the little girl's like, oh my gosh, you're so cute. You look definitely like 6 years old now. She gets so excited, and she gets so excited, and they start piercing her other one. Meanwhile, my son is like,
Oh.
I was like, you're who wanted this.
Yeah.
Sit still.
Did he do it?
Yes.
He did?
Yeah. So
Both?
he did both of them.
Oh, he did it.
But now we've come full circle. They look cute. I mean, he just looks like he looks like a little white gangster with his like little studs, his little diamond studs.
Yeah.
So coming full circle, now we're at the real Jameson's coming out. So every day he's telling me, I even have text message proof of this. Mom, I think I have an ear infection.
Oh, yeah.
Mom, how do I know if it's infected to the point that I need to go to the doctor? Mom, do I need to clean it right now? Back and front, take him out. Mom, how do I know I don't have an ear infection? What if I have an ear infection? I'm afraid I'm going to get an ear infection.
Oh.
And this is like in and out and in and out and in and out of my office because they're on spring break. I was like, get out or I'm going to give you some other kind of infection. Your earlobes cannot fall off.
Right.
Like your sister and I have so many holes in our face that you're going to be okay. Stop touching them.
Yes. Yes.
Are you like finger fucking them? Like just
Right.
stop touching.
Yes. Keep your hands clean.
Shower, wash
Mhm.
your hair.
Yeah. Yeah. Make sure the water hits there, hits the ears when you're in there for however long.
So
Yeah.
now he thinks that his ears are going to come off because of infections. That's what we're on to now. So it wasn't the piercing. It's that his ears are going to come off because they're infected. So they're pierced. Yeah, they're pierced. I don't know how long those are going to stand because the fear inside him now
Will he ever change them?
See, it's going to be more, will he keep them in? Because if he thinks that it's been days, right? So if he thinks they're going to be infected, he's just going to he can't stop thinking about it. So he's going to just take them out. That's going to be what happens.
Oh my gosh.
The comedy is like every time that door opens and I know it's him and he's standing here and he's like,
it's red.
There's a little bit of like, it's like stuff. And I'm like, don't twist them. They said, remember, don't. It's in the directions, the instructions that came with it. I was like, just squirt that stuff. So is there an infection? Get out.
Get out.
Get out.
Just puts a bunch of signs on the door that says, it's not infected. Stop touching it. Don't twist it. And just put all the things, all the answers on the door. Wait for dinner. I'm working. Don't disturb. Right? Don't Uber. Don't Uber somewhere. Your ears
all the things he's done.
Yeah. Just put all these signs on the door and be like, just read all of those and, one will apply to you.
Jared came home today because he took him to get his haircut. And Jared comes in, I was on a call. He comes in, he was like, I'm never taking him to get his haircut ever again. And I'm like, well, what happened now? We already know this. So what happened this time? And he's like, he asked for a fade up to here. And apparently like they did it wrong. So I hear Jameson in the shower because I'm like next to the bathroom. I hear Jameson in the shower. Jameson comes in the office and he comes in. He has like long hair right now. I should post a picture of him so everyone understands. He's like long hair right now. And I'm like, I thought you got your haircut, buddy. I'm like, the wedding's coming up. I thought you got your haircut. And he's like, I did. And I'm like, oh, okay.
How many hairs did you get cut?
Yeah. I'm like, I'm not going to get into
Which
it.
ones?
I'm like, looks good. Great. And he's like, she was supposed to fade it up to here, but it's like to here. And I'm like, you didn't even move your hand.
Not that far.
Fuck. She did it wrong. And I'm like,
say something.
Okay.
So when she said, how does it look? Why didn't you say a little bit more, please?
Well, he literally was like, she was supposed to fade it to here, but she did it to here. Like, it was like
a millimeter.
Oh, I was like, get out. I can't. But to his brain, that was like, that ruined him.
Yeah.
Don't get me started on the suit that he has to wear for Hayden's wedding. I don't want to wear this. And I was like, well,
I don't want to wear this, but what we got to do?
Yeah, I don't want to wear a dress, but so you have to.
Right. One day.
And I want to wear my hair like this. Not this. And I don't want
stuff.
Makeup.
Right. That's going to just melt in the sunlight. Yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot I don't want to do.
Yeah. There's a lot, and it's going to keep coming as you get older. Every day, there'll be at least one thing you don't want to do.
I wish I didn't have a friend that did this.
Yeah, I want to get rid of those.
So, have you seen those things that you can like put on your face and it like makes your
the little straps that you put on over your ears? I've tried those.
We should video doing that.
I know we should when we have our other thing on that we bought that you didn't get to see on Sunday. We're not going to say out loud. They're hanging in my closet. They're ready and they are adorable.
Tell me what Brian said.
and hilarious. And he goes, "What in the hell are those?" Because the way they came wrapped, they looked almost like linens or something. And so he's like, "What is that?" Because it was really tightly packed. And so when I broke the seal and he's like, "What in the hell?"
I have to text him and check on him. I was gonna text him and be like, do you need anything from your local family?"
Oh, yeah, because I'm out of my way. Because I'm away.
He's leaving too, right?
For a few days. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I think.
Yay.
Something like that, he said.
He's gonna go play with the boys.
Mm-hmm. That's what it sounds like.
That'll be fun.
It'll be good for him.
Good for him. That'll be fun.
Yeah. Yep. And he's bringing the dog.
Luke gets to go on vacation.
That's what I want to see. I have yet to be
Oh my God.
I have yet to go on a vacation with that dog.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Hello, everybody. This is Colo. He's Canadian.
That's really cool. It's a weighted pillow.
It is a weighted stuffed animal, and I love it. And he's Canadian.
Uh-huh.
And this thing is amazing. I took it here with me. I added a significant 7 pounds to my bag to take this with me. I don't know. I sleep like a dream. I sleep like a baby when this thing is with me. I love it. It's so cute. I don't care what you think about me. I'm 45. I have a stuffed animal. Huh?
I should order one of those.
My sister did. She thought, and she's like, "What is that?" I'm like, "It's a goose." She's like, "I know that," but she's like, "Where'd you get it?" Etsy. She's like, "Shh, I'm getting one." She's like, "That's so cute." It is cute.
I should order one for Jared. He sleeps with stuff like that.
Yeah. There's something about it. I don't know. Maybe because I don't know. I slept with my little puppies when they were here for such a long time that I was used to having warm little bodies. And I'm sure. I don't know. I came across this other site though, that another Etsy page, and this woman makes because I saw it and it was like this cute puppy. It was really cute, had spots all over it. And I was like, that's a really cute one. Not like the average looking stuffed animal. And I was like, wow, that's really cool looking. As I'm reading it, you can send her pictures of your past pets and she will make a stuffed animal, a weighted stuffed animal for you that looks like them with their coloring and their markings. I know. At first I was like, oh, but then I'm like, oh, that would be too hard, I think, because I still can't even look at their pictures. So I think having something like that right now, maybe one day, but now it's too hard for me to even look at photos. So
yeah, I don't know if I could do that.
Yeah. I know. But it's a sweet idea. It's a really sweet idea. They do that. I mean, people who've lost babies have done. I know people get lifelike dolls to help them cope.
No,
but I don't know a lot about that. So, but it was a cute puppy though. But I don't think I would get it to look like one of mine. It was a cool idea, I guess, if you can handle that. But, yeah, there's a lot about that. We could dive into that, I guess, if we. But on the surface, it sounds pretty cool and cute. But psychologically, I wonder how healthy that is. Right. Yeah, I don't think it is at all.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't go down that road.
No. What was I going to tell you guys? Oh, yeah. So Danielle almost got, the branch. We'll call it just the branch incident. And I got caught up in a road rage incident that I wasn't even a part of. I was just in the middle. Did I tell you? I know I started to tell you, and then I forgot to tell you. Remember?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't tell you, right? Okay, so and it's always at a place like Costco or Home Depot, or this is where I was. I was at Home Depot, and I was sitting. No, that's a lie. I was at Sam's Club, and I was sitting there waiting for them to bring out my order because we ordered it online. Waiting. All of a sudden, I hear all this beeping, like car horns, and I'm like, okay, somebody's getting ready to back into somebody. What's going on? And then I see this truck come whipping around, and he stops. I'm parked into the spot, head forward, face forward, nose forward, front of the car at the front, right? I didn't back in. And the truck whips around, then he pulls down into like in front of me kind of, and he's chasing this other car. And she came around kind of like on the other side of me ish. He's chasing her. It's a little Prius. And it's this big truck. Yeah, I know. It's the same thing my husband said. He's like, well, I get it. He's beeping his horn at her so viciously. He stops. She stops. She gets out of the car. He gets out of the truck and he runs towards her screaming. And I'm like, oh my God, what's about to happen? And I can't move my car now because both of them are in my way. I can't go forward. I can't go back. And he lunged at her. And I thought once she stepped out of the car, the windows were really dark. So I didn't know who was driving that Prius. I assumed it was a woman, but if you drive a Prius and you're a guy, that's fine too. But as soon as he saw her, I thought for sure he would not continue at the aggression level he was at. But the way he ran at her, I was like, oh, I started sinking down in my car. I'm like, am I going to have to pull out my gun for this woman? Right? That's what I thought I was going to have to do. It was crazy. But then as he got just a hair close to her, just enough to where he could almost reach her, and she's trying to get back in her, getting ready to back up into her car, I think he just then realized how many, this is the middle of the day, like probably around a little after lunchtime. And there were people all around. And it was like this split second where he stopped because he saw all these people around that were getting ready to like intervene. And he got back in his car and she took off, but he took off after her.
He took off after her again?
He did. Yeah, I called it in with some descriptions in his plate. So hopefully that helped. But yeah, he took off after her. I don't know the outcome of that. But yeah, I was smack in the middle of that. I'm like, of course I am.
You know what's crazy?
Mm-hmm.
Right or wrong, the Prius was.
Right. You don't do that. You don't act like that.
No, well, like, who knows what could have happened, but like any scenario, right? Like, I could have been, like, let's just paint a scenario here. I could have been accused, right, of cutting someone off by not using my blinker or what. People do this shit all day, every day, right?
Sure.
Or like, I'm like, oh, I'm going to miss my turn. So like I get into the lane because I have enough space, whatever. I probably do this twice a week.
Mm-hmm.
Not intentionally, but
sure.
It probably happens.
Mm-hmm.
I don't talk on my phone while I'm driving. I don't do that.
Right.
I do not text and drive. Like,
Mm-hmm.
while I'm physically moving. I have voice text while I'm in my car.
Yeah.
So like, I don't do things like that where I'm like not paying attention to shit.
Yeah.
I'm a very good driver. I've never had a like speeding ticket or like an accident, anything like that. Mm. So like, let's just say the scenario was that, and this type of person decided to come after me as a female, and I do carry everywhere I go,
mm-hmm.
and I recognize that it's a big man coming after me.
Mm-hmm.
I absolutely have no issue pulling a gun on someone. So let's just paint that picture very clearly.
Oh, sure. That's what I thought I was going to have to do for them.
Yeah, like, do not get out of your car coming after me and threatening my life, because I will absolutely protect myself, and I have the right to.
Yes.
So that's what I think is so scary here, is that people don't recognize that people have the right to protect themselves, and women especially. We are more armed now than we've ever been.
Right.
And we know how to use guns. Mm-hmm. I might not look like I carry a gun or that I would shoot a gun, but I absolutely do. Mm-hmm. And I would use it.
Sure.
Some guy thinks he's going to get out of his car and come after me.
Right. And what are you doing getting out of your car to lit him? What are you doing getting out of your car? What are you stopping for? Like, why was she doing that? She clearly knew who was following her. But the reality is that, yeah, she could have been armed. She should have been. But he also could have been. That's the thing, too.
But what if she just parked in that parking lot and he came after her like that? Like, all these things are just like a recipe for disaster.
In hindsight, I thought, okay, maybe she pulled in here to be around a crowd. Smart. But she did get out of the vehicle. Don't do that. You know what I mean? Don't do that. Don't do that. Just let other people around handle it, or just put them in a public place. I think somebody was following me one time. It was a couple years ago. And I just drove to a police station. And he stopped following me. He didn't turn in there. But yeah. And I called them. I'm like, hey, I'm pulling into one of your stations because this guy's been following me all around. I was in Mesa. He's been following me all around Mesa. So I'm getting ready to pull into your station on whatever. And so yeah, I pulled in, and I had they obviously had the description, and he kept going, but they went after him. It was funny.
I had road rage on the way to Tucson, and so I called Highway Patrol and waited for them to finally pull her over, and they finally pulled her over. That was a shit show. Took them. I passed. Do you know how many troopers I passed? I literally called. I had to call back in 3 times that day. And I was like, I just passed another one of your troopers. I am not waiting anymore. My husband is Sergeant Kramer. Like, get someone out here right now. The second I dropped my husband's name is when they finally sent a trooper to me.
Sure. And that's
I was like, not okay.
Right.
Like, I don't ever do that. Like, that is something I don't ever do. But I literally was like, not okay that I just had to drop that I'm a trooper's wife or like a sergeant's wife to get you guys to get out here. Like, I just passed 3 troopers on the road, and this chick is driving like a maniac behind me, enough that other people are seeing it. Like, I'm not going to pull over, not knowing if she's going to pull over behind me. Yeah. People are crazy.
I know. No, I know. Very much so.
Don't make me be one of them.
No, you got to be careful out there. Even if you do, like, the thing is it could be a genuine accident. That's why they're called accidents. It could be a genuine, you were in my blind spot, or I really thought I looked well and I did not see you. You know what I mean? And something that can get someone killed because they just freak out because they had to do this with their car for a second. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, just a little thing. I don't know. But yeah, so that was my adventure for the week. And I got a chip in my windshield too. A couple days before Danielle's. Of course, mine wasn't, I say chip. It was an immediate spider? No, immediate, like,
yeah.
It had arms. It made it wasn't it already was stretching.
It was fire. How do we make fireworks?
Yes. Oh.
How do we do fireworks in here? I thought it was like this.
I don't know. I can do hearts. Oh,
I don't know. There's a way to do fireworks. I don't know.
It happened when we're not expecting it.
I have to feed my man-child. He's like,
oh yes.
Look, can everyone tell it's getting dark in this room? And I don't have any lights on, so it's like,
it's getting dark there. And it's almost 10 o'clock here.
Oh my gosh.
I know.
Yeah.
My body's so screwed up. When I get back, I'm going to be so bad.
Well, at least you can sleep while we get our hair done. You can just be like,
I know. It's the next morning.
I know. I'm so excited. I feel like a lost duck without you here.
Oh, I feel lost too. I tried to get her here. I tried to get her to come with me. I'm just going to make her.
I know. I would have. If I didn't have Hayden's bridal shower and stuff, I should have just.
Oh, that's right. There. Yeah, of course. Yeah.
You know.
Yep. All right, guys. Well, this was fun catching up.
I feel like it's going to get dark and it's going to be like.
Like sunset. Yeah, you got to turn your light on.
Hello, everyone. Can you still see me? All right, guys. No. Yeah, super fun catching up. Lots of fun stuff coming on. So make sure, or coming up. Yeah, so stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
Make sure that if you want to join our event that you reach out to us. It's hello@lifeagency.wtf to reserve your spot for the event that we're hosting with Heidi Chance.
It is limited.
Yeah, space is limited. The venue that we have only holds a certain amount of people. So it's really first come, first serve. So please make sure to send that email to us, or if you're on social media, I did put out an event on Facebook and through Instagram. So you can always DM us there and we can make sure to get your email and put you on our email list.
Yes.
To hold your seat that way. Again, the email is hello@lifeagency.wtf to RSVP. We're going to be releasing that episode in a few weeks with the Odd Man Out. Yay. And I will get their permission to put up a clip.
I can't wait to see this.
It was so funny. It's so stupid, but it was like really funny just to listen to.
Yeah.
It was
Basically,
like
what listening to us. Basically.
yes, it was like just this little clip of like what they were talking about. But anyway, yeah, we've got a lot of fun things that we're doing, and some announcements that I'll be making in this next few weeks about some stuff that I'm doing. So super excited, and yeah, I just think lots of fun things coming up this next few weeks.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Very
All right,
exciting.
everyone. Like us, love us, share us, and follow us. And we will be back next week.
See you soon.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
Yeah, yeah.